Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining another today's Conveyancer interview. We're doing this call on the 21st of May, and we're very grateful to have Rob McKellar here, who is well known in the conveyancing sector and heads residential practice at Slater and Gordon. His full title is Head of Practice Residential Conveyancing, but also Head of Strategic Growth for Consumer Services. Many people will have seen Rob's recent posts talking about how busy they are at the moment with new starts, and I thought that would be one thing that we could talk to him about. Rob, how's it all going, and how are you finding things?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is the green shoots of recovery in the COVID-19 crisis. And whilst there is a long way to go, certainly in the health perspective, and we mustn't forget that at the centre of this is protecting people and protecting health. But certainly in the movement of the property market, we are seeing the green shoots. Now it's early days. We have seen those first green shoots really start to appear this week, and we are relying on a couple of days data. So it is certainly too early to hang our hats on a recovery, but we're absolutely seeing the right kind of movement.
Good. Well, do you mind me asking? Obviously, Slater and Gordon are a very, very large, well-known PI firm, come into the market, made lots of acquisitions, and largely done very well. Conveyancing is a small part of their bigger business. Where are you getting your work from at the moment, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got some really exciting plans for conveyancing around people and technology, and we plan to be 10 times bigger within the next 2 years. As far as our work streams at present go, we've got a very, very strong, capable digital marketing proposition. And as a result of that, our direct-to-consumer channels are really, really thriving. We're also on a large growth campaign in our B2B proposition, and we're seeing some significant strides there also. But overwhelmingly, the initial surge that we're seeing at this stage is coming from that direct consumer space.
So your digital teams are seeing lots and lots of new searches out there, and you're finding your way to get on the end of them.
Absolutely.
So you talk about big plans for people and big plans for technology. What are your people plans, and what are you looking to achieve?
Yeah, so we look to be significantly larger, as I've alluded to, and we are fostering an environment for our people, which is more than just a workplace. It's a whole culture. We're talking about the S&G way. We're really, really keen on the concept of we don't wait, we create. There are new ways to do things. There are different ways to do things. And at the very heart of it all is the customer, the consumer. For us, it's all about that consumer journey, making conveyancing an experience for the customer that is comparable with something like Amazon.
Yeah.
Because whilst there's certainly plenty of legal technology, competing within the legal space is only one element of it. Ultimately, what customers are looking for is a service, an interface, an experience and a journey that compares with their kind of everyday lives and the services that they're using day to day.
Okay, so that's all about digital fulfillment and people's mobile phones, I presume, and broader than that, but it's very much about offering them a very, very slick service. And are you finding that you're particularly attracting a particular demographic, or are you finding that across the board home movers are enjoying this new type of experience?
Yeah, absolutely. We are attracting across the spectrum, everything from millennials to silver surfers, and I think that's absolutely the right way to go. I mean, let's not forget that even the older generation have had technology for a long time now. And it's not just about segmenting the market and reaching out to individuals, but ensuring that everybody across the demographic spectrum is able to access legal services in a manner that is right for them and which is also affordable.
So in terms of staff, there's often been a perception for many that there's been a shortage of qualified, experienced, knowledgeable conveyancers. Are you building your own, or are you going out in the market? How are you going to fulfill the staff side of this growth plan?
Well, it's a bit of both. There's absolutely scope for home growing conveyancers. And in fact, I think larger firms, we have a responsibility to the industry to train people and to home grow those new entrants to the sector. But equally, there are talent pools right across the country, and through agile working, through the use of technology, we can access those talent pools very, very quickly, very, very easily, to not be restricted to a 1 hour commute radius around our head offices.
So you're seeing it more and more home working conveyancers operating remotely and interfacing with the S&G way from their location.
Absolutely. Towards the end of last year, within our conveyancing department, we rolled out an agile model whereby everybody works from a cloud-based managed desktop device, can work absolutely anywhere they want to in a secure fashion. And it just gives that much greater flexibility to our people around their location, around their working times, but doesn't diminish the quality of service that we're able to offer to customers.
So how many staff have you got at the moment, if you don't mind me asking?
Within our conveyancing department, we're currently at 31 and growing. So we remain a small department within a large business, with some real aggressive growth plans for what we want to achieve.
And how do you see the rest of the sector shaping up? Are you finding that at the moment exchanges and completions and the rest of the sector are starting to get back into the swing of things, or are you still struggling with some firms to actually get them to respond to exchanges and completions at the moment?
Yeah, there are some challenges. Certainly, the demand from the consumer is increasing. It hasn't spiked back to the pre-COVID levels. Ultimately, because there are still some people who can't move, perhaps because they're self-isolating or they're particularly vulnerable. And there are also those who are understandably cautious, both about the economic picture and their own safety. And whilst the property industry has collaborated to produce an excellent piece of guidance on how to move house safely, there are still those consumers who are nervous, and that is understandable. As far as other practices go, yes, there are some challenges. There are a number of firms who are perhaps less able to operate remotely, and again that's understandable from a resourcing and a size and model perspective. But I think as more and more firms gear up to be able to get back into a business as usual stroke new normal approach and model, we will see the pent-up demand continue to surge, and continue to allow us to do business in a way that looks incredibly similar to how business was done before.
So just in terms of, there will be some casualties in this situation. We've already seen a couple of relatively large conveyancers sort of vanishing. Are you yet in a position to start to look at CVs out there, or is that still too early given the strength of the economy at the moment? Are you one of the few that might be looking for good quality people?
Well, look, what we don't have is a recruitment freeze, and we haven't had a recruitment freeze at any point during this crisis. Our approach is very much one of, if we need good people, we will hire those good people. On I guess, a more conservative note, we in conveyancing, we're not yet ready to hire simply because we don't yet have the demand for that. We do still have a number of colleagues who are on furlough leave. We have brought some back, and until we brought all of our existing colleagues back from furlough leave, we wouldn't be it wouldn't be prudent to
I
make
completely
hires.
understand that. But it sounds with the way in which that you're attacking the digital market, for the want of a better word, it sounds as if you're going to be one of the winners through this, and you're going to come through it reasonably quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not keen on the language of winners and losers.
Yeah.
Because ultimately our goal is to thrive and to serve our customers. And I think that the winner across the spectrum needs to be the customer, for everybody. And yes, there will be casualties of this crisis, and every one of those casualties is a tragedy, because ultimately people's livelihoods will be affected, and people who have built up businesses and have succeeded thus far will see, in some cases, that their life's work come to an end. So I wouldn't want to call it winners and losers. I think as an industry, we've got a responsibility to come together to help each other, but above all, to make sure that we're all able to serve our customers in the most positive way that can be achieved in this set of circumstances.
And I think I'd echo that. I am aware, and I have spoken to a number of people that have lost their livelihoods already in this process, and it's in this situation, so it's very difficult. I think that's been really insightful and helpful. I think many conveyancers will find that very interesting. Let's hope that consumer confidence continues to grow and the market can work together. But Rob, thank you so much for your time. We very much appreciate it.
Thank you.